Get ready. Today, many chosen ones are noticing a strong pull toward isolation and quiet. It's not loneliness, it's realignment. The universe is creating space for you to integrate everything the full moon awakened inside you. This is a sacred reset period, a time when you're meant to step back from the noise, avoid unnecessary connections, and stay attuned to your own frequency. In this video, why the post-full moon energy is so intense this time, how the 8-8 portal is still influencing you, the real reason you feel distanced from people, how to use solitude as a tool for spiritual acceleration, signs you're aligned with this shift. The pull you feel isn't wrong, it's preparation. The next step of your path requires space to receive what's coming. Our spirituality, astrology, astronomy, universe. After this last full moon, maybe you felt as if the world suddenly turned down its volume. The messages that once came in a steady stream have stopped. Conversations have lost their flow. Invitations have evaporated. A strange emptiness has begun to form. But instead of feeling heavy, it seems suspended in the air, as if it's holding something you can't yet name. It's easy to interpret this silence as abandonment, but in reality, it's a code. An energetic architecture is being built around you, and it can only be accessed in environments with minimal interference. When the external noise disappears, it doesn't mean that nothing is happening. On the contrary, it means that the most subtle frequencies are finally getting space to manifest. Imagine that your life is a radio that has always been playing at a high volume, and suddenly, someone turned the sound down to almost zero. This silence is the pure frequency, without distortion. It is in this field of absolute calm that quantum information crosses the veil and reaches you. It doesn't announce itself with fanfare. It seeps in as impressions, as hunches, as sensations that change your breathing without warning. This is the moment when your energy is being calibrated to perceive what previously went unnoticed. The codes don't arrive in the form of obvious words or images. They present themselves as a knowing that you just know, without knowing where it came from. It's the fine-tuning of your perception, taking you out of the collective frequency and placing you at a listening point where the soul can receive direct instructions. Nothing is wrong. The silence is not a vacuum. It is a secret room, and now you are inside it. Perhaps you've noticed that some people have started to distance themselves without an apparent reason. Contacts that were once frequent have become sporadic. Relationships that seemed solid have started to lose their color. It's as if suddenly, certain eyes can no longer sustain contact with yours. This is not rejection. It's not neglect. It's a filter. It is your own energy operating at a level of intelligence that is beyond what your mind can comprehend right now. Your aura, that luminous extension that surrounds and protects you, is a living organism. It registers, filters, selects, and after the last full moon, it contracted like a cocoon and encoded a new access pattern. Before, your frequency was open, almost like a public square where anyone could enter, approach, and stay. Now it's like a room with a password. Only those who carry the correct energetic key can pass through. Many who circulated around you no longer have this code, and for that reason they simply can no longer enter. This is not about superiority or judgment. It is vibrational protection. Your energy is saving you from interactions that do not contribute to the next stage of your journey. Some of these people may even feel an unexplainable discomfort near you. This is because the difference in frequency has become impossible to ignore. You no longer vibrate in the same field, and that changes everything. This distancing is not forever, but it is essential right now, because your field is reorganizing itself and any misaligned energy at this time could delay or distort the process. Trust the movement. If someone left, it was because your light is already leading you to encounters that can only happen in the new space that is forming. What you're experiencing now may look like loneliness, but it's actually a sacred state of preservation. It's not that you've been pushed away from people. It's that you have been carefully placed inside a shielded energetic space. It's as if an invisible dome has formed around you, preventing external interferences from reaching you. This is your vibrational cocoon, and it exists to protect something that is still germinating inside you. Think of a seed. It doesn't sprout exposed directly to the wind or sun. First, it is surrounded by the earth, where it remains hidden, absorbing nutrients in total silence. What is happening to you is exactly this, a period of spiritual incubation. This isolation is not an absence. It is extreme care, a field of energetic quarantine so that no dissonant frequency touches what is in formation. Inside this cocoon, your energy isn't just resting, it's reconfiguring itself. It is a point of transition between the you, who operated in the previous world, and the you, who will emerge for the new positioning that the universe is preparing. This is why common social interactions seem more distant, less urgent, almost irrelevant. It's not coldness, it's focus. And here, between this apparent emptiness and this strange suspension of time, everything that needs to happen is happening. It's the eye of the hurricane. Around you, the world spins in chaos. But at the center, at your center, there is stillness, precision, and a deep work that no one sees. When the cocoon opens, you will no longer be the same. Before we continue, if this message is resonating with what you've been feeling, take a moment now to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and share in the comments what you've noticed since the last full moon. Your engagement helps this message reach more awakened people like you. Perhaps in recent days you have felt a peace that you don't know whether is good or uncomfortable. A calm so silent it is unsettling. It's as if the body is waiting for an alert, but nothing happens. This feeling doesn't mean that something is wrong. It means that something old is leaving your field. After years, perhaps decades, in a state of emotional and energetic hyper-alert, your soul is unlearning how to live in constant tension and beginning to re-educate itself to inhabit a natural state of balance. This strange peace is in fact a frequent detox. Your energy field is eliminating remnants of dense vibrations, repetitive emotional patterns and connections that operated at a low frequency. In the beginning, this process can be confusing because your nervous system got used to always waiting for the next impact, and now, without it, it feels out of place. It's like a sailor who lived for years on the high seas, and upon returning to dry land still feels the rocking of the waves. At this moment, the challenge is to learn to trust this new rhythm. Don't rush to fill it with noise, activities, or unnecessary interactions. The detoxification needs space to be completed. Think of it as a vibrational fast. The more you resist the temptation to expose yourself to old frequencies again, the faster your energetic body stabilizes in the new vibration. Accept that this peace is a premonition, not an end. It is the preparation of the ground so that the next code, the next mission, the next call reaches you without distortions. The more you surrender to it, the clearer and more precise your field becomes to receive what is coming. If your dreams in recent nights have seemed fragmented, empty, or completely disconnected, don't worry. This is a clear sign that you are crossing dimensional layers. Before, dreams used to revolve around situations, people, and memories linked to your physical life. Now they are expanding into territories that do not belong to your linear timeline. Perhaps you have the feeling of watching stories that are not yours, or of visiting places that you cannot identify in the physical world, but that awaken an unsettling familiarity. This happens because after the last full moon, your night consciousness stopped being just a stage for the processing of memories and started to function as a multidimensional observer in transit. You are no longer the protagonist of every scene. Many times you are just witnessing events, gathering impressions, absorbing vibrational codes that will be deciphered later on. This new dream pattern is like a silent spiritual training. By moving through planes that are beyond your daily reality, your soul learns to perceive energetic nuances, to read subtle patterns, and to recognize vibrational territories where soon you will be able to act consciously. It is a process of expanding your internal map, something that in the waking state would be impossible to access with such clarity. Don't get frustrated for not understanding the immediate meaning of these dreams. They are not coming to be interpreted logically, but to recalibrate your frequency and expand your capacity for spiritual navigation. Trust that at the right time the fragments will align and form a picture that will make sense not only to your mind, but to your entire energy field. The period right after a major energetic shift often deceives. The surface seems calm, but underneath it, subtle movements are happening. This is where the invisible tests arise, not to punish you, but to seal what you have received. They don't arrive with sirens or dramatic signs. On the contrary, they disguise themselves as small, seemingly harmless everyday situations. It might be that message that, months ago, you would have answered automatically. It might be an invitation that, at another time, would have awakened an immediate yes in you. It might be a familiar emotional pattern that reappears in a disguised form, trying to reconnect you to an old frequency. These are not mere accidents. They are energetic checkpoints. Every choice you make now is like a key that locks or unlocks portals. What is at stake is not what you feel but what you do with what you feel. There may still be attachment, longing, curiosity, or even anger, but the response you give, the gesture you choose, is what will determine whether the cycle is sealed or whether you return to travel old roads. And the universe, with its silent precision, is watching. These tests are not about proving strength to someone, but about confirming to yourself that your frequency has changed. Every time you act in alignment with the new, something in you strengthens and firms up in the realignment that was initiated. It's like marking coordinates on the soul's map. The more points you consolidate, the more impossible it becomes to return to the place you came from. Perhaps you have noticed that the tiredness of the last few days is not common. No matter how much you sleep, your body feels heavy, as if each bone is carrying an ancient memory that is being dissolved. This weight is not just physical, it is vibrational. Your etheric field, which surrounds and sustains the body, is undergoing a profound reconfiguration. It is as if the invisible geometry that maintains your structure is being redesigned to support a new frequency. This change begins at the core, at the most silent point of your being, and expands to every cell. Therefore, the discomfort is not localized. It is diffuse, a tiredness that comes from within, sometimes accompanied by strange sensations, tingling, sudden heat or cold, pressure in the bones, subtle adjustments in posture. It's like wearing a new piece of clothing that still needs to be molded to the body. And in this case, the clothing is the new energetic structure you are receiving. What is happening is an alignment between your physical architecture and your spiritual mission. The body needs to learn to carry the new vibration, just as an instrument needs to be tuned before it can produce a pure sound. While this process is happening, it is natural to feel the need for rest, hydration, and even more contact with nature, as it helps stabilize this transition. This phase requires patience. Don't try to speed it up or force it. Your body is literally becoming the vessel for something that hasn't fully arrived yet, but is already approaching. And when this structure stabilizes, you will feel such a great lightness that the weight you carry now will seem to have been just a distant dream. Something profound has changed in you. Before, it was possible to smile out of politeness, endure empty conversations, or maintain presences that drained your energy just to avoid conflict. Now, that no longer happens. Your body, your voice, your expression, everything refuses to sustain what is not true. It is not coldness. It is not indifference. It's transparency. It is as if your soul has irrevocably ended the contract with any form of emotional performance. This is the moment when you realize that you can no longer fragment yourself to fit into small spaces. A vibrational coherence is forming in you, and it requires that every gesture, every word, and every presence be compatible with your essence. This frightens those who have become accustomed to your diluted version, because now there are no more loopholes for manipulation, emotional blackmail, or veiled control. The truth you carry now does not need to be defended. It simply exists, and your presence is enough to expose what is misaligned. This is why some people distance themselves, not out of a lack of affection, but because they cannot remain in the same field where the truth is so clear. You cannot adapt to keep them. The mission the universe is preparing for you requires wholeness, not concession. This is the final point of one cycle and the beginning of another. From here, every step you take will be taken with an alignment that can no longer be broken, and the energy that is approaching will ask for exactly this, that you be whole, present, and true, always. You are not being forgotten, or punished, or put aside. What is happening is a precise, almost surgical, realignment of your energy field. Everything that was removed from near you, every person who stepped away, every invitation that didn't arrive, none of this is a loss. It is space being freed for something that could not manifest while you were still vibrating at the old frequency. The journey is solitary because it needs to be. It is in the silence, in the cosmic solitude, in the pause between one cycle and another, that the universe plants the most important codes for your next stage. Those who walk by your side in the future are not the same as those who were with you until now. They are souls who also crossed their own veils, who also went through their vibrational quarantines, and who, for that reason, will recognize your energy as soon as they find it. The distancing you feel now is not the end of anything. It is the beginning of an invisible mission, of a call that could only be heard away from the noise. What is coming has already been decreed in the cosmic coordinates of your existence, and it is being aligned so that you are in the exact place, at the exact time, at the exact vibration. If this message found you at this moment, it is because your soul already knows what is coming needs your silence, your clarity, and your whole presence. Subscribe, share this energy with anyone who also feels this call, and remember, distancing is not an end. It is the beginning of an invisible mission.